welcome to HCC MovieMakers Reviews. And I am Steffi Grace.
And I'm Michelle Robinson.
And we both just saw Birdman.
We're going to talk about Birdman today. Birdman was an Academy Award winner. It won some awards for the SAG Awards as well. And I loved it.
I remember when I lost my mind. There's something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo, so much space. Ooh.
How did we end up here, in this dump? You were a movie star, remember?
It was all about relationships. It was about how this person deals with this person and changes in their lives and what happens to everybody when there's changes. So I really liked it. What did you think about it?
Well, I'm a fan of Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I grew up, watching those Batman movies.
Yeah.
So I've always been a fan of his. So this, he didn't disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
And it had, a few cast members that I like. Not only Michael Keaton, but it also had Emma Stone and Edward Norton.
Yes.
And Zaf Galifianakis.
Mm-hmm.
And for once, he actually played a somewhat serious role.
Right.
So that was an interesting change for him. It was refreshing and very stylized.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how all of it looked like it was done in one take.
It was not done in one take. It was just edited to look like that, because when I saw it, I had heard the rumors as well that it was done in one take, and after I studied up on it, I realized that it was not done in one take. It was just edited to look like that. And that was very interesting to me, because I really enjoyed the idea and the concept of this having, being done in one take, but it really was not. So I hope that the audience is not under the assumption that it was, because that's a good part of filmmaking, I think, is that you can make the work look very seamless, and they did a really good job of that.
It did. It actually was done in long takes.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that Emma Stone had said in an interview that, she was among all these seasoned actors, and, if ever she made a mistake, she would feel like everyone was staring at her. And so, I could imagine being in that position and feeling a lot of pressure, being among that sort of group of that caliber of actors. They did hide those long takes very, very well. And that's what I was told. I just like you, I heard those rumors and saw it, and I thought it was true.
Yes, and I loved the script work on that. And I always have said this, and I always will, you have to have such a good script for the good actors to work on. If you don't have a good script, good actors are not really going to have anything to chew up. And so this was a very well written script. I loved the continuity of it, although there was a lot of different things happening in it. Like I said earlier, the relationships, the changes. This is a movie all about changes, and not just for the lead characters. Everybody in this thing has changes, and it was really exciting to see that. I like movies that have excitement in there and growth, not just of the lead characters, but of everybody. And so I was really happy to see that all of the characters, in my opinion, had different kinds of movements and different kinds of growth. And to me, that's really exciting to see that kind of thing in a movie, especially one that's a SAG Award winner, Academy Award winner. And they were winning all kinds of awards for different things, and they should have. I'm really glad that they got to win.
It had a very simple soundtrack.
It did. It was beautiful.
Nothing but drums and, just, it sounded like, just improv, like a jam session.
Well, if you remember, in the movie, twice, I think it was, that they showcased a drummer, and that was part of, I think,
On the street.
Yes. Well, on the street, and then this drummer actually moved into the theatrical space, and he was doing his drum solo in there, and I think that was part of the dream sequence that Michael Keaton's character was going through. So it was like, is this real? Is he dreaming? Who's dreaming? And what are they dreaming? And what's happening now? But once you see it in its entirety, you really get it. And I love the movie. I thought it was very innovative. And I like that it's not the same old thing. To me, when it's not the same old thing, that's 100% right there.
Yeah, because it was unique. You don't see anything like this with among all the remakes and all that stuff.
Right.
But the story, it wasn't like anything I'd ever seen before.
Right.
It's about a play. And the lead actor in the play, he's kind of a washed out actor, and that's Michael Keaton's character. And it also touches on, like, you hear this voice and you're wondering, is this guy unstable? He is.
He is unstable.
He is very unstable. And I don't think people really mention that when they think about the movie Birdman. This guy, he's mentally ill.
Well, and plus the fact that he hears this voice, and it's really him, his inner being talking to him, trying to get him to move one way or the other, either commit or not commit, and then what happens? And from beginning to middle to end, you see what happens when his inner voice is telling him what to do. So I really liked that as well. I thought that was a very important part of this movie.
Right. And when it sort of starts to take over, because he's
It
delusional.
does take over, yes.
And then you're like, no. Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but anyways, it was still very, very. How many stars would you give it?
Spoiler alert. I out of 4, I would give it 4.
What about out of 10?
4 out of 4. Out of 10, I'd give it a solid 9. There was a few things that I was a little iffy on, but for the most part, the photography was beautiful, the script was beautiful, the actors were wonderful. All very well chosen, I think. Especially Michael Keaton. Edward Norton was a hoot. Zach Galifianakis, whatever his name is. I can't say it very well, but you won't recognize him in this movie. He's lost probably 100 pounds. I didn't recognize him right off the bat, and I knew he was in the movie.
Yeah.
And so I went, where is he? I know he's here. And then he shows up, and so it was, he looks very good. He did a really good job in there. Very well done acting by all these stellar stars. They did an excellent job.
And Emma Stone, the rehab daughter, she already looks the part. No offense to her, because I like her a lot. But I would have to say this is one of the few movies. It's not my normal genre, but it's one of the few movies, especially outside of my genre, that I actually would give a 10 out of 10, because I can't see, when I go to see a movie, I try to pick out what I would do differently. I can't help it. So I can't think of anything I would have done differently.
See, I think I just, I try not to give movies a 10 just right off the bat. It has to have all of the elements in it for me to enjoy everything about it. But everything was good. There was just a few minor things that I would have changed, but that's just me as a movie maker and a critic. And everybody's a critic,
I'm
but
pretty
that
critical.
would just be me. Yeah.
So but 10 out of 10. That's
10 out of 10. So I would give it a 9. But it's well worth your time and energy and effort to go see it, because it is a different movie. It's not the same old thing. If you want to go to a movie to be entertained, but to also learn something, go see this. Birdman is all of that. So that's what I think, is that if you want to go see a good movie, go see Birdman.
All right. If you liked this review and want to be a part of this little Movie Makers thing, you could see our website with HCC.
hccs.edu.
And if you like movies, we like movies. If you like them, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, HCC MovieMakers, and we'll see you next time.
Till then.